Hi guys, welcome to episode 9 of the Danilobmma MMA podcast. I'm with my guest, James Cannon. Thank you for joining me.
No problem, dog. Thank you for having me.
First of all, I know you. I've watched your stuff. Like, I'm a big fan and everything. But for the viewers that don't know, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm James, Dad Loose Cannon. I've been fighting for like 10, 15 years now. MMA, dirty boxing, jiu-jitsu. As of late, I've been fighting a lot of the last 3 dirty boxing cards.
You shocked the world. Did you expect to finish Hector Lombard in 19 seconds?
I always thought that I have like a really hard power. When I hit people, they get shook and they're trying to find the ground. So I knew that if Hector's chin wasn't what it used to be, I was gonna put him to sleep. He isn't really known for having like the toughest chin, but I definitely thought it was gonna be a war. I wasn't expecting 19 seconds for sure. No.
What went through your head when his head hit the canvas?
Oh, I was stoked. As soon as he went face down, I was so I was like, dude, that's it, finally. You know what I mean? Double the pay.
I was at home. I was like, well, this guy's a legend, bro. I was so
Yeah,
happy. You were jumping around. You were going like everybody high fiving.
dude.
John Jones. Did you high five John Jones?
Yeah, just straight disbelief, man. Honestly, we were on cloud nine, me and my corner. It was crazy. It was going crazy.
Tell us a little about John Jones. How is he like as a promoter and everything?
He's cool, dude. He's a great. It's awesome having him. Like, it's crazy to say like your boss is the goat. It's weird, you know, in a weird way. But first time I met him, I didn't even know I was shaking his hand. I was looking down, and it was at the weigh-ins. And I was shaking people's hands, and his hand just dwarfed my hand. I was like, "Yo, what is this person?" I looked up. I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, it's John Jones." I was like, "Oh, no way, dude." Yeah.
Did you get to train with him or no?
No, it's I haven't yet. No, I've only seen him at the weigh-ins, and then when we arrived at the venue, my last fight in Houston, I got to talk to him for a little couple minutes there, which was pretty cool. Just chop it up with the greatest ever. So it was pretty sick to see him, you know.
Do you fight smarter now, or are you still the loose cannon?
I have a it's that's the thing we try to work on with the Hector. I feel like that's probably my most controlled fight. I just went in there, really stuck to the game plan. I'm trying to listen to my coaches because I knew like it was me getting my foot in the door in this promotion. I wanted to make a good impression. But the next fights after that, it's like I typically try to plan out the first 10 seconds, and then as soon as you get hit and you're hitting somebody, you start landing. It's like, all right, I'm letting go. You know.
Yeah. Does that win change how fighters look at you now?
I think like a lot of guys. I think they look at me as like a much more dangerous opponent. I think it's hard to like show your power in MMA because there's so many different ways to win a fight. You know, you hurt a guy, jump on him, get a choke and everything. But when you starching people in the that fight, that knockout really went viral. So like a lot of dudes will. There's a lot more respect I think on my name now. I'm pretty stoked for it. You know what I mean?
What do you think is your ceiling in this sport? I know there's no ceiling, but like, what do you think? You know.
I can see myself getting a title in dirty boxing for sure. I'm 2-1 right now, but I've been going up between 185 and 205. So I think that if I can consistently stay at 205 and like have some actual opponents that want to engage in a fight. My last fight went to overtime and I lost in decision overtime, like a split decision. And but it's kind of that guy's MO. He puts on really boring fights and tries to do a lot of clenching and then little sprints at the end of the round. So I just got to be smarter about head hunting. And I think that I could string together like 3 or 4 more fights and see myself getting a belt in dirty boxing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had a little bit of time to study, but what weight is it?
205, I think, is where I want to be at. That was my last fight, was at 205, but it was on 8 days' notice. So I can't make 185. And I've done it. I made 170 in MMA, you know, but it's really about how long I have pre-fight. So if you give me like 3 or 4 weeks and it's like I kind of got to fight at 205, I can't really get that low.
What's something that fans don't know about you outside the cage?
I mean, a lot of people think I'm like some crazy wild dude because of the way I fight, but I'm pretty boring when I'm at home. I have 3 kids, so I'm always hanging out with the family. I spent the last 3 or 4 days building a whole jungle gym and park in my backyard for the kids and swing set. So it's been I'm all 100% just like a family guy. But my only time I get to chill and hang out is at practice and in the cage. So that's where I let loose and get all my frustrations at.
Is there any event you're looking like? Are you looking at the next dirty boxing? Is there anybody you want to like call out or anything?
I got called out by the D block or the block or something. He's from Miami. He was on the last card. He was in an interview calling me out, and I was like, I could see us fighting. He's a small guy, though. I think he could probably make 170 if he wanted to, and I don't think he wants to come to 205 to get beat up, so I'd have to cut to 185 to fight him. But I'm really just looking for big names, a belt, or a big card, and I know Dirty Boxing is trying to go and put a fight on the same week of the White House card, the UFC White House card's happening. And that same week, Dirty Boxing's trying to do a card in Washington. I definitely want to be a part of that because I know there's going to be some big names there.
Oh, it's the same week as the White House?
Yeah, so it'll be like happening that Friday, and the White House card should be that Saturday.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
In one sentence, why should people fear James Cannon?
Oh, I got crazy power, and I don't care to get hit. I'm cool with eating a couple of your punches. I have a granite chin, never been dropped, never even been wobbled. Just straight up, I will bite down and swing back. I'm not giving up. I got willpower. You can see me huffing and puffing. You can be as tired as you want. I'm not stopping until the ref peels me off you. And I don't put on boring fights. I much rather go in there swinging, acting wild, and have you having to react to every one of my punches than you feel comfortable in your little game plan. So I'm not the type of guy that's afraid of anybody. There's not a single person on the planet that puts fear in my heart. I'm straight up swinging as hard as I can with every punch. Horrible intentions for you. We could be friends after the fight. We could be friends before the fight. But as soon as that bell goes off, you're my enemy until it's over.
Exactly. What's the hardest moment you've had in your fighting career, and how did you bounce back from it?
I'd say like injuries, really. Like those are the hardest things to do. Like because you miss so many opportunities. I broke my leg. And it was a long road back. You know, it's crazy to get a win. Like I kicked the guy in his jaw, broke his jaw, broke my leg, knocked him out. I'm celebrating. I can't even walk back to the locker room, and then I had to go straight to the hospital after that. So it was just rough to just have to sit out and not be able to do anything to really better yourself. You're kind of just on the sidelines, missing so many opportunities. So that was probably the hardest moment of my career. I mean, outside of the cage, I've had lost people in my family, so I feel like that's really the worst thing that's ever happened. But in the sport, it's really just injuries that kind of set you back.
Do you think dirty boxing is actually harder than MMA?
If you're like afraid to fight, like if you're scared, there's not a lot of places to hide. You can hold, but you're going to get deducted points. In my last fight, they deducted a point from my opponent because he kept holding in the third round. And the guys do that. They want to, in MMA, they want to clench, put their head in your chest, and they're afraid to get hit and really swing and be in the mix in that moment. And if you're not that type of fighter, if you can't bite down and when it's tough and fight back, dirty boxing is not the place for you. There's nowhere to hide. If your cardio is not there, you're going to get caught. You're going to get hurt. Like it's not tougher for me because I enjoy striking and I really like to hit people and get hit. It's not a problem for me at all. But if you're a guy that likes to grapple and you're trying to find places to rest and you're afraid of really putting yourself out there, then it's a scary sport. For a lot of dudes, it's easily the most entertaining sport I've ever been in. And the ring is so much smaller than you think. So when I stood in there against Hector, he was on me in 2 steps. So I took 2 steps forward, boom, we were already on each other. And so you don't have a lot of room in there to run. I think that's what puts a lot of fear in dudes' eyes when they think about dirty boxing.
Do you prefer like knocking guys out cold, or do you prefer like breaking them down?
No, I'm down. I just want to knock them out and get. I'm trying to get in and out as quick as humanly possible. I want highlights, trying to throw them up on the ground, trying to get more followers. I'm trying to do this for promotion. So I'm not trying to just break your will. I don't get anything out of that. I want you to have as much energy as you have, be in your best shape so I can start you and show you that I didn't break you down because you weren't tired. It wasn't because you didn't get a good training camp. You didn't get a good night's sleep. I'm going to beat you at your best. I'm straight sleeping you in the first 10 seconds. We got all your energy. That's my style of fighting. I want to put my hands on your face and see if you really got a chin or not.
If you were to rematch, I mean, I think you'd win. But if you were to rematch Lombard, would it be worse, or it's the same, or?
I mean, if it was a dirty boxing, I think he's going to be running a lot more and try to be a lot smarter. I think he knows that, I'm going to find his chin, and my range it was way too much. He wasn't anywhere close to me. He actually has an MMA fight, I think, for Game Bread coming up against Yo Romero. And I'm like, if Yo Romero gets hurt, it'd be sick to slide in there and do a bare knuckle MMA fight against Hector. I think that's going to change it because, he's a judo Olympian and stuff. But in a dirty boxing match, he's got nothing for me.
Talk about Gable Stevenson. What do you think about him? I've seen him.
He's a cool dude. Oh, I mean, I got to see him in person fighting, and it was sick. Like, I'm like, he's got crazy speed and power. But as far as like on a personal level, I met him backstage a couple times before weigh-ins, and he's a cool dude. Like, he seems like a really down to earth person. Like, as legit as they come. You know what I mean? Much respect to him. And I was talking to my coach the other day too, and we were like, he's like, is it crazy that Gable Stevenson knows your name? I'm like, no, I mean, like, we are all the same card and we chopped it up, and he seems like a really cool guy. Him and John Jones got something good going there. I hope for the best for them. Now he's signed the UFC, and they need some like American heavyweights to put some shows on. So I'm cool with him. He's a good guy.
Do you think he's gonna be the heavyweight champ?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see him, especially if he can avoid these guys who are the champs right now. Like if Tom can kind of phase out and Alex can kind of phase out, and definitely John's retiring. All these older guys, if they phase out, I think that he could definitely be champion. He's got power, he's
Yeah.
got speed, which is much more important. He doesn't have size really at heavyweight, but the speed and that wrestling knowledge is going to take him really far.
Your record, like your professional record,
Yeah.
do you think it speaks enough about your quality as a fighter?
No, I mean, it shows kind of like the history of what I've been through. Like I take fights on a whim. I'm not the type of guy that ducks fights. And there's like a level of MMA where you get to where these guys grappling is so good. And if
Yeah.
you're not there, you're going to drop a lot of losses to dudes just laying and praying. And that's kind of what happened to me towards the end. I used to wrestle in high school. And I started focusing on my striking so much. And now I'm in DBX, which is primarily a striking sport. And it's just like I kind of fell away from the wrestling. If I can go back and do it again, I'd probably double and triple down on the wrestling. But all my old highlights are just me taking dudes down when I was a heavyweight because I didn't really know how to fight. And I kind of fell in love with my hands and striking. And that's why I found myself at DBX now. So I'm not really concerned about it. But I like my record. I think that's the only reason that Hector picked me. And because I'm like 9-10, so he saw me and he's like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to start this kid. This is going to be an easy fight. And then I go in there, and nobody that I've ever sparred with, they look me up beforehand. Nobody that I've ever fought comes out of the fight being like, yeah, that was easy. That's exactly what I thought was going to happen. So my record is it's salty because I never said no to fights and I wasn't very strategic about it. But I got managers now, and I think that it's just kind of I'm only 30. So like I took 20 fights in 10 years, averaging 2 fights a year, but I was out injury. So I was taking like 3 or 4 fights in a year. And I train with a lot of guys, and I don't see them really fighting a lot. And a lot of these dudes are like afraid to take fights. They train for years before they fight. And I'm not in this business to just go and train. I'm in this business to take fights. So if you see me in the gym, it's because I got a fight on the horizon.
Speaking on that, how active do you want to be this year? Like, how many fights do you want?
I was trying to be on every single dirty boxing card. And I told them that. I told them last year, I'm like, put me on every card you're going to have this year. I want to be the most active fighter. It's dirty boxing, the way the skill set is set up and everything. And I'm pretty like I'm only 30, so I'm like I'm ready to go. I'm not trying to sit out on the sidelines. I asked to be on this last card. I was on this last card. I'm like I can't be on every card, but I do want to be on every card, and I want to fight as much as I can. So as long as the opportunity is good now, I kind of have to be smart because of where I'm at in dirty boxing. I don't want to take like too bad of a fights, but I scratched their back in the last one, took a fight on 8 days notice. I'm like, hook your boy up. All I'm asking to do is be on this Washington card.
5 years from now, what do you want people to say about James Cannon?
I'm hoping to be like a dirty boxing mainstay. Like I should be like when you think of dirty boxing, you think of Gallows Cannon. Like it should just be synonymous with it. And it kind of is at this point. Like every time someone puts on a good fight, they're like, dude should put that guy against James Cannon. Like we got to see him versus James Cannon. And so my name is kind of out there with dirty boxing. I kind of want to be one of those dudes, almost like Mike Perry was in Bare Knuckle. Now you think of BKFC, you think of Mike Perry and the King of Violence.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to be for my career.
I'm not sure about BKFC, but have you ever done a BKFC fight, or are you looking to do one?
I mean, I got offered one the other day, not for BKFC, but BKB. It's another bigger one, but I didn't have the medicals in time, and it was that heavyweight too, so I wasn't like super stoked for it. But I definitely am getting offers for bare knuckle, and I would love to do it. My hands break pretty easy. Like I broke my hands like 3 or 4 times, 2 times in one hand, yeah, 2 so 4 times each, 4 times total, 2 times in both hands. But my knuckles are now shaped in weird. They're weird, dude. I'm telling you, I got giant knuckles now because they're so misformed, and I never really got the surgery. So I think in dirty boxing, I'll be cutting, or in bare knuckle, I'll be cutting some people up.
What's your plan in like 12 months? What's the goal?
Or I just moved to San Antonio just to be closer to family and help with my nephews and my sisters and everything they got going on. So right now I'm trying to get established here, get a good gym, good training camp going, and I want to have at least fought in dirty boxing a couple times at the end of this year. You know what I mean? I want to have a couple fights under my belt. I want to get a belt. I would like to be at least in the title picture or have a belt at the end of this year. That's my main goal.
Are you focused on dirty boxing right now, or are you also looking at the MMA side?
Right now, I mean, like my contract isn't super exclusive. So it's like I would like to get exclusivity contract with dirty boxing and get like actually be signed. And then that kind of shows me they're willing to invest in me the way I'm willing to invest in dirty boxing. But right now I'm open to all takers. You know what I mean? So my manager's just looking, shopping around. There's a couple heavyweights right now in these smaller regional promotions that are just sloppy. You know, I'm like, if I got to put on 20 pounds and go back to heavyweight and start shut these dudes down, I will go back to MMA, but only for a big opportunity. That's really it right now.
What's a record aside, like possibilities? What's the dream matchup? Like, what's the dream fight if it could happen?
In dirty boxing or in MMA?
Realistic, like not even on your current situation. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I think honestly, I don't really have anyone I'm like hunting for, but I want a belt. So I'm like, if I do go back to MMA, it would be sick to get a belt. I'm like, I'll take on anyone for a shot at a title or put me in a title picture. I would like that last fight I fought against Montague. He's so boring, but I'm like, I just want to get my get back on him. But I think the dream fight right now, honestly, would be one of those social media influencer fights. I'm like, so big payday, really easy matchup. Like if against like a Jake Paul or something, like he's really technical, but I will just come at him relentlessly from bell to bell. I'm not going to be technical. I'm going to be swinging and winging punches. I don't think he can stand it. He doesn't have a chin. So he's not going to be able to stand with a guy who's actually a large man and young enough to put it on him. I think that would be the difference. I want an influencer fight. So any of these influencers you see out there, like brand risk and all that stuff, easy work. I'd take the fight on like give me an hour, I'll be there. I would love to fight an influencer, just a big paycheck and an easy fight.
Speaking of dirty boxing fighters, my favorite fighter from my country, Milos Janicic. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, he's a killer, dude. He's a killer.
Would you ever fight him?
I got offered to fight him at the same time I got offered to fight Hector. So it was him at 170 or Hector at 205. And I was just fat at the time. So I'm like, oh, I could make 205, you know, but I would have took the 175. I was begging dirty boxing for a while. Just messaging him, let me get in, let me get in. They offered me two names at the same time. It was him and Hector. And I was like, I'm taking Hector. Easy work taking Hector. I don't want to cut down. I wouldn't want to fight him at that weight class. My cardio is pretty trash at 170 because I'm cutting so much weight. And the majority of your camps at 170. But if he comes up to 185 or something, that'd be a fun fight. He's legit as they come.
Yeah. Last question: if you want to give any final words, shout out your Instagram and stuff.
Yeah, it's at Dat Loose Cannon on all socials. I think on TikTok I'm like the real Loose Cannon, but yeah, Dat Loose Cannon. Look me up, James Cannon. I'm gonna be the face of dirty boxing. I guarantee you by the end of this year. Hit me up. I'm dropping tutorials every day to help you guys out. Super basic stuff that the beginners need to know. Look out for me. I'll be out there. I got my first gi match coming up. I'm about to do a jiu-jitsu gi match next week. Battle of the Grapplers. So look out for that. Go follow their Instagram. Hit them up. They'll be live. I'll be putting on against another brown belt. So that should be fun. Always entertaining. If I'm in the cage, you see me on the screen. No bathroom breaks. No walking away. It's going to be a quick, exciting fight. You don't want to miss it.